Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast. I'm your host Nirban Day, and this is September, and y'all know what this calls for, right? I'm going to rank in this video all the books that were active in choices in between May 2021 to August 2021. Maybe they were being released at that time, or they ended somewhere in May or April. I'm sorry, not April, May or June. But I'm going to exclude books like Shipwrecked and The Unexpected Heiress because we just have read two chapters of each book. So I'm going to include that in September to December's ranking. That's going to be a huge one, by the way. Lots of books, interesting books are going to be there. But that's a story for a different video, for a different time period, for a different year. Let's dive right into this one here. Let's get started. Number 7, we have the Royal Finale. This is the last book of the Royal Romance series, and this is a a big series. It has multiple spin-offs, and this is going to conclude an era in choices. So this is a choices classic and nostalgic whole series that is coming to an end, and we only have 5 or 6 chapters of this book as of now when August ended. So I'm including it because pretty much the first half of the book we have seen, but the best is yet to come. A lot of things can happen, but so far I'm keeping it at number 7 for a lot of reasons. First one is that we have only seen 5 or 6 chapters, but the story where we ended at the Royal Heir last book, and we see that a massive coup in order, and we need to join some forces who are really powerful, and or we can either choose not to join, but the consequences are going to be devastating. And consequence by consequence, I mean repercussions, because there will be danger to our family, to our loved ones, to our little princess, to our daughter. There could be a lot of things going on, and we meet a lot of interesting characters. We meet a new villain and new scenes, a lot of interesting things going on here. And but also for people who are new to choices, and it's kind of hard to understand what's going on because they need to read the Royal Romance from the Royal Heir, then this is a whole lot of things going on. So but it's still 5 chapters we're in. It is number 7 so far in this ranking. Maybe it can be at a higher rank in September to December's ranking when we will get more chapters of this book. But so far, it's number 7. Let's move to the next one. Next up, we have Baby Bump Book 2. Now, hold on. It might seem like this book ended a million years ago, but it did end in May, and so potentially it was active then, so I needed to include this. Baby Bump Book 2, I've talked about it in my January to April's ranking also, and it's a really nice book. It's a small town romance, and it again captures a hardworking, your main character, a woman who was pregnant, and then how she sort of manages a lot of activities, and how not just her family, but also how the whole town in one way or another depends on her. All the people there depend on her and look up to her for help or inspiration. A lot of things going on. We made a lot of sweet characters. We have lots of beautiful marriage scenes, beautiful greenery. It will give you back some memories of the Big Sky Country book. So it's a really interesting book, and we get to take down in this May last few chapters. We get to take down Craig, so the villain, the antagonist from book 1. And this is really awesome, and we also get married to our love interest, whoever we choose, and the ending was also awesome. We can either run for mayor, we can have another baby, and or we can be whatever we want to be. So a really nice ending. I would say this is a perfect, sweet little small town romance, with very few sweet people, nice people, and just awesome characters, good music, great background, and everybody loved Covington brothers, their fights, Cassandra, the mayor Dixon, and our twins' father, biological father, or maybe the father if you choose him as a love interest, Mr. Covington, and awesome characters. It is number 7, but Baby Bum Book 2 came to an end, the whole series, and it was well done, I would say. Now get hyped up, folks. Number 5, The Nanny Affair Book 2. Oh wow. I mean, last year I was sort of, Kyle did a ranking and I commented in that video and I wrote that The Nanny Affair at that time was like the top book, The Nanny Affair Book 1. And I said The Queen Bee, I sort of ranked it below because I was not getting into that book at that time because I didn't play the finale. But till then, The Nanny Affair, I was hyped up about that. I also included, My Two First Loves. So yeah, I kept My Two First Loves number 1 and number 2, The Nanny Affair. But The Nanny Affair Book 2, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm pretty much excited and nostalgic about the feeling, about the things and memories it brings of the book 1, about last year, and how awesome the characters were, and a good slow burn romance he had with Sam. But book 2, it's mainly about the competition, and there's a new nanny who is gonna literally seduce our main character. Something's going to happen, and there will be a misunderstanding between Sam and our main character, going back and forth and then coming together. That's how it's gonna go. The story is not unknown to anyone, so there's not gonna be a big plot twist like people will be going, oh, this happened, so they know the destination, just how it's going to happen. So we don't know the path, we know where we're starting from, we know our end spot. Now that being said, this book had a whole lot of potential when it went for book 2. And so far we have seen 11 chapters from in this May to August period. I would say I'm keeping it at number 5. I had high expectation for this, but it is number 5. Indeed, it is number 5. But in the later months when it ends, maybe it can go high up in the ranking. Anything can happen there. But that's about it. The Nanny Affair, I would say the chapter paces, the chapter pacing is really short. Even we're at chapter 11, and the pacing is really short. So that worries me kind of. And if you don't take the diamond scene, so in each chapter you get to hook up with Sam. So I do have mixed feelings about this book. I really love when they bring Sophia, Robin, MC, Sam together, the rivalry and stuff happens. But the plot seems so little. I think book 1 was, of course, so this is not the right book 2 to precede book 1. That's my personal opinion. That's how I feel about it. But in all glory, I love just, I will play this book just for the nostalgia it brings of book 1, because book 1 was quite well done. Book 2, there are lots of good art scenes and stuff, and the hookup scenes, they're there. But other than that, they really need to up their game if they want to end it in a good note. Otherwise, it will be like a series, like a drag series like Twilight or some other that we wouldn't like to see, because the Nanny Affair Book 1 is a really good one. Next up, number 4, A Very Scandalous Proposal. So this book started being released in this May to August period and also ended in this period, so this sort of fitted in. And A Very Scandalous Proposal, I would say this is, at first I didn't think I would like it that much. This basically talks about, it is one love interest book, but the chemistry and how it develops between your main character and your love interest, it's so sweet. So you have Ava or Simon as your love interest, and you're going into this British aristocrat family. You're an American reporter. There will be lots of scandal. Your marriage is a setup because your partner, your love interest, wants the whole kingdom, but she wants to marry someone who would just marry for the sake of it, but not use it for their advantage. And our love interest has the trust on us, that they trust us that we're not going to do anything reckless. Then something happens, scandals, so starts scandals start popping up, rumors start swirling, and we have a massive plot twist, and from there, betrayal and lots of things going on back and forth, and then we end up in one place. We have a nice ending, and also I would say, if of course, I would say that of course the book was interesting, but even more than the book itself, the dimensions it had, little moments. These moments are what I liked most about this book, even more than the main story, main plot, or the main thing. And also, beside, we used to read a letter from 1906 England, and people say it's connected to the unexpected heiress. I don't know how, but I'm still kind of figuring it out. I'm yet to read the last two chapters, but it's a really nice, sweet book. This genre is a quite popular genre, and they have done proud. They have done the right thing with this genre, I would say. So definitely they have done good with this book of this genre. But it's early. You need something, switch your mood, read something sweet, like this, with some scandal also. It's just some, this is a perfect your go-to book. Alright, folks, we're down to our last three. So, number three is Slow Burn. It's a VIP book, and this is a really good book about competition. So, this is like America's Most Eligible. Like, here we take part in a cooking competition. So, I really like cooking shows and cooking competitions. So, and also, what I liked about this wasn't a made up cooking show. The ingredients at least. So they did put in work. They found out recipes. They asked us for to share our recipes. So I found that part really awesome and really inclusive and interesting. And how I think this book is super awesome also because our main love interest is gender customizable, race customizable. Then we have another gender customizable second love interest, Yvette, or I'm forgetting Everett, I think, and another one is Julia, I think, and Julian. But I personally liked Julia because she has a touch to her character, nice, sweet, and the whole competition, like going back and forth, ending up on someone's bad side, getting those cruel producers, characters, some sabotaging, a lot of stuff going on, and it's just a whole lot of experience. And I definitely liked. And also, one more thing about this book, this cooking show travels all around the world. So this is not just set in one place, but we do travel to Asia, in other places, different cuisines. So I'm a big fan of. I used to watch all the cooking shows and stuff. Let me know if you guys are into if any of you are into those kind of things, because I really do like these things and how they represent the cuisines from all over the world, and the nice touch it brings, the culture it touches, because it travels to those places. It's an awesome experience. I'm waiting for this VIP book to release for non-VIP players, so we all who don't have VIP can read it, and that would be super awesome. So, Slow Burn, it's definitely a solid 7.5 out of 10 from me. It's a great book. Number two, Open Heart Book 2. You might say, wow, Open Heart. Yeah, that also ended in May. So it's technically in May to August time period. So Open Heart Book 3, actually, pardon me for saying Book 2, Book 3. Yep. So Open Heart Book 1, Book 2, they were super awesome. And Book 3, I think it's not as good as Book 1 and Book 2. People have, even die-hard Open Heart fans have, mixed feelings about this. But I would say, just like the Nanny affair thing, that, just the nostalgia this character brings. So even they are present, the place is present, you don't much care about the story, but you just care about the characters. So I think it kind of brings a closure to our main character, what their career is going to be, what their future will look like, and what is going to happen with the open heart, the drama, Edinburgh, and the whole drama around it. Getting to know our love interest and our friends for one more year, and the fun of it, and it was just a wholesome experience, I would say. Open heart definitely will be curved in our memory and in Choice's bookshelf as one of the most awesome hospital drama. I don't think any app store could have done any you know this kind of sort of hospital drama this way. It was a great, awesome. Ethan Ramsey, it's a great love interest, and Bryce, Jackie, even Profile, who is my personal favorite, like that guy. I mean, this is a great book. Let me know who you choose. Who you chose as your love interest in this book. I would love to know that. But this is definitely number two, and this is probably the last time we'll be talking about Open Heart in a long time, unless I do some review or something. But this is definitely the end of an era for Choices players. Awesome book, awesome trilogy. And finally, number one, Laws of Attraction. I mean, how it cannot be number one. By far, this is the best book we have read this year in Choices, other than With Every Heartbeat. And TUH is still, we have read two chapters. But apart from that, Laws of Attraction is definitely how it started. The chapter pace was spot on from the beginning. And at first, he handled laws, moot courts, basic court and stuff, and solving cases and sort of growing up as a lawyer. Then there's also awesome love interest. Ashlyn is a great love interest. Gabe, I mean, I liked this love interest. It's a boss employee relationship. But it's not like a smut story. But there is actual slow burn there. Gabe has actual feeling, and he knows how to be professional and when to let the guard down. So I really liked that about, because in most of the books it's just because it's kind of unrealistic to hook up with, like in those places, like how it's done. It's good for rom-com, but I think this was it hit close to home, I would say. It hit close to home. It's a kind of real thing that it presented, how a real person's emotions would evolve. And then we get also Robin's that character, not Robin, but as Lena Reyes, I think. We get to spend some couple of nights with her. Then there was this guy Tyler, the firefighter guy. We get to spend some night with him. So this is just super awesome book in terms of that, also the love interest and exposure to the characters we love or we will love. And but besides that, it also had this awesome murder mystery. So after a long time, Choices did something with a murder mystery. So from chapter 9, after it came back from hiatus, it started. So a big celebrity murder case that we were talking about, it would happen, so it happens, and then how it evolves. We uncover deepest and darkest secrets that this Kyung guy, who is the main villain, alongside with Sadie Magra, who is actually the owner of this whole Magro Brine, and she was behind that. We looked up to her as a mentor. Gabe, liked her as a guide, but oh well. So that was a big revelation, but it was really good. And specifically when we go to Aliana's brother's house, Alejandro's house, in the countryside, and we get to know about what the darkest history, their secret, their past. It was mind blowing, something like Veil of Secrets. So definitely, and then how we finally end up catching Kyung and Sadie, it was super awesome. So I would give this book. It's a number one book so far. Number one book of this year, of this genre, and if I need to rank it, I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. So I think with the ending, they could have done something like they could have pushed one or two more chapters a bit further because I thought it was quite easy how we got Sadie and Kyung. So they could have pushed it further, and instead of pushing Martin as a main antagonist character for next book, they could have just let Kyung escape. They could have just let Sadie escape with him, and then they will come back, and this whole big dark murder mystery thing would be there. Like maybe we will uncover more secrets. Like maybe Kyung destroyed more people lives. Maybe they have more secrets under their sleeve. And even Sadie was with Kyung from something like making a story with Sadie Kyung where they have even destroyed more people's lives and something that would have been more interesting from my point of view. But again, it was a great book that deserved a book two. It got a book two. Now, book two, it's good that it got a book two, but we'll be watching closely how the book two performs. There will be high expectations after this book one has set a high precedent, and book two needs to maintain that, and book two needs to live up to that expectation that book one has created. So it doesn't need to be its shadow, but it needs to cast its own shadow. Book two, we'll see when it comes out. Expect next year. We're looking for September or something, 2022. But that's it so far. Let's come back to the present, and this book has given us a lot of joy. This was a really good book in choices in these days in choices. So this is the best book, I would say, that released from May to August. This is definitely, this is just hands down the best. Alright, so there you go. That's the list, and we are done for now. And that's my side of list, but I would like to hear from you guys in the comment section below about what do you think about this list, or what is your list, how would you rank the books, and let's talk in the comment section below. Let's start talking. And this is about May to August, but from September to December I'll be doing another one, so the third one for this year, and that would be, I'll be releasing that on 1st of January. So that's a New Year special. It will be a power ranking of books from September to December. And remember, in this time period, we're going to have Shipwrecked. We're going to have Wake the Dead, probably. And here, one thing I need to mention quickly before I finish the video. So, I included a lot of VIP books in last two power rankings of two, so to speak. Power rank for the January to April and May to August power ranking. I did include VIP books too, but considering Choice's new early access policy, considering this whole thing from September to December this year, and from now on, moving on, whenever I do this power ranking, I will only be including books that are available to non-VIP players. So, meaning when Shipwrecked releases, or maybe when Wake the Dead releases. So, for instance, it releases in October as per the schedule if it doesn't change, for October for VIP players, and for non-VIP players, maybe let's say January. So, I would not be including this book in September to December, but rather from January to April of 2022. So, that's how I'm going to do it, because I'm only going to be including from now on the non-VIP books, or the books that are available to non-VIP in the power ranking, and VIP as a VIP not so much. So I did include VIP, non-VIP simultaneously till this August, because these two sections were different. But now as they're punching this and they're basically introducing this new early access thing. So that's something I'm going to do. But anyway, that's just the update. So it's for another time. But let's talk about the ranking of May to August in the comments below. See you in the next video. And don't forget, The Insider will be out as of tomorrow. and this will be fun. September, Queen Bee is out there, so a lot of interesting work for the next 4 months. Can't wait to get all the details. We'll see next in the next video each other. Till then, peace out.